Hi everyone, let's do demystifying DevOps pipeline. Okay, let's understand the end-to-end DevOps process. My name is Sachin Chaube. Let's do the introduction of DevOps. Understand the core principle. We have to understand the core principle and practice of DevOps, which is essential for current modern software development. What is the definition for DevOps? DevOps is a software development methodology that combines software development with IT operation to shorten system development life cycle. Okay, like feature development. What exactly it means? It means that previously DevOps and IT operations were separate. With the help of DevOps, we combine that process so that we do the development faster, will deliver new features, fix any issues, and update more frequently if there is any issue reported. DevOps evolution of DevOps. DevOps evolved priorly. It was a silo. Software development team was different. IT operation team was different. With the help of DevOps, they combine, they break their barrier, and streamline software delivery process. Okay, what is the benefit of implementing DevOps? The best benefit is the delivery cycle become faster, collaboration is more effective, and the software we get is a high quality software. If you can see, most organizations which have implemented DevOps have deliver a better business growth, and customers are more satisfied with them. Let's demystify the develop pipeline. Okay, what is a DevOps pipeline? If you go into fundamental tool of DevOps practice, we are doing automating a software delivery process. The moment you commit your code, it will go to production. To that level of deployment will happen automatically out there with keeping consistency and repeatability. That means it's not only one time, any number of times you make the code changes, the same code can be deployed to productions. It the defined workflow out there. Okay, what it does is it do the collaborations and increase the productivity. What are the components of DevOps pipeline? The key component is version control, build tool, because you have made the code checking. The code have to be built. If there is a build failure, it should go back. If the build pass, you there should be automation testing, which should check all the previous changes done for the same system should pass, so that your code or your changes should not break all the existing or old features out there. Okay, once the code is development and automated testing is done, next part comes is deploying that tool. Okay, so whatever is your software tool, there should be a deployment done on that. Once the deployment is done, there should be a system which will monitor the complete life cycle of the software. Okay, each component play a very critical role, and in this section we will not cover. There will be a different modules where we cover CI/CD in detail, but in this we will not cover out there. Each components have to be smooth and efficient to have a good software delivery process. Importance of CI/CD. Okay, CI/CD, we divide the DevOps process in two phases. First, it continuous integrations. Second, continuous deployment. The the pipeline automate code integration, testing, and deployment. Okay, which enable team to deliver software change frequently, reliable, with minimal manual interventions. Okay, so because there is minimum or there is no manual interventions, it will be automatically done, and it is system's job to do all the changes which you have made out there. So to have DevOps, it also embrace agile methodology. Okay, what is agile methodology? When you have a DevOps out there, that you can do iterative development. Okay, which is continuously improvement. So whatever you have done previously, you are improvising on top of that. With the doing the improvisations, you are doing, you are not breaking the old feature which was working fine, which is one of the core issues which we are facing. Okay, fostering collaborations and adaptability within teams. So with time, people also adapt, they also change. Okay, let's understand agile methodology out there. Agile with DevOps are basically two processes which are very popular. One is Scrum and second is Kanban. Okay, each prioritize incremental development and feedback driven process. Okay, so based on the changes, your next iteration you have different change, or your next sprint will have a different uh, plan or development, whatever is the feedback given in the current sprint. Okay, second is cross functional teams. So for other teams can collaborate, where they, if there is a sprint where two different business teams want to collaborate and work on that single sprint, it can also be processed, can be performed with the help of agile methodology. Okay, implementing Scrum in DevOps. Scrum is one of the most popular agile framework, emphasizing shorter development cycle, regular stand-up meetings, and sprint planning. So you define, okay, what exactly you want to develop in that specific sprint. You can do that. Okay, so when you have a shorter development cycle, you are doing a small delivery but a quality delivery. Okay, that's what Scrum and DevOps help you to do that. When you have a case where you want to do continuous improvement with Kanban, it is much better case to do that. Okay, so in Kanban, what is exactly Kanban methodology? You have a visual workflow where have you take a limited work in progress. Okay, promoting continuous delivery and aligning seamless with the principle of DevOps for enforcing productivity and efficiency. What exactly is extreme programming? Okay, extreme programming is where you have two people working on the same code. So it's, you can do extreme programming where you have a technical guy and the functional guy both work together to develop one product. You can have a senior and the junior developer, where senior mentor and do the guide a junior developer to do development. So what really happen is that the time junior developer understand and do the process can be shorter with the help of extreme programming. Okay, let's understand build and testing in DevOps pipeline. Build and testing play a very crucial role in DevOps. So once the code is checked in, it should have to be built. Okay, once the build is done, you have to test that. Building and testing play very crucial role, which says that whatever is the new change pushed by the developer is safe to go ahead. Okay, infrastructure as code play a very important role when you have to do is CD, when you have to do the deployment to the production. Infrastructure code can be used to set up the complete environment. Okay, and then you make the changes out there. Automatic testing will help you to understand, okay, the feature which have been developed previously before this code check-in is working properly, and there is no business functional impact by incorporating this new change. Okay, monitoring and feedback loops. Monitoring tells is that after you make the new changes, what is the performance of the system, whether it deteriorate or it further improvised. So if you don't monitor your system, you don't know what is the problem you're facing after the new changes, what really have been there in the system, whether the system improvised or the system became worse than what was priorly. So if you don't have monitoring and feedback, it will not have. So DevOps do emphasize, okay, as monitoring and feedback as one of the key parameter. Okay, efficient deployment and release practice. Okay, so you have to define what is the deployment and when you want to have a release practice, because what people preferred is for dev and staging, they want automated deployment to happen, but when it comes to production, they want that this release the go through an approval, and only after the approval from the authorized people should go into production. That's a standard practice, so it's not mandatory to have that. So continuous deployment practice is a DevOps strategy where once the code is changed, automatically it releases into productions, and short, rapid, and frequent deployment cycle. So that's what you have to do. One of the popular methodology is blue green deployment. What exactly is blue green deployment is, what we will do is, when we are making a big changes, so what we do is we set up a new environment where all the new changes and all the environment is totally fresh. Okay, the VPC, the network, the servers, the connections, everything will be separate. Then there will be, we have two different environment, two different production environment. One is fresh, okay, we call it green. The old one is blue one. Okay, so good part is there is no downtime. Risk is almost, because you are running two identical production environment. Okay, what you have to just do is you have to start switching the request from the old to the new one. Okay, managing rollback and roll forward in case, okay, you find that after making the changes, you're not you're not happy that okay it's there. Okay, if you take example of blue green deployment, okay, what you can do is, okay, you make the rollback where all the new requests which have been gone to the new green server, you just, okay, uh, either is push or you take appropriate actions of putting that changes back to your old blue server. Roll forward is, you just, we know, okay, now you are going to destroy your blue environment and all the requests will come into green one. Metrics and KPI play a very crucial role in DevOps, where metrics defines how exactly uh, your performance or your application behave once you make the changes, and it helps the management to define whether they are the core objective of implementing new system is successful. Okay, so better what metrics you can use is, what is the deployment frequency, what is the lead time, what is the change failure rate, okay, which play a very crucial role for team performance. And a KPI help the measures that success of how much DevOps practice and entity area are helping you out. Feedback and iterative improvements. Feedbacks are very crucial in case of DevOps or any system. Feedbacks tells you, okay, what really, when you have implemented a new change, how exactly the response came back, and it also make it iteratively improvement. So if the feedback is positive, you improvise further on that. If feedback is negative, you just roll back the changes. Scaling lower. See, DevOps practice have to be scaled in enterprise, require process, tool, and culture. Okay, to support any large scale software delivery. If any one of them, process, tool, or culture, is missing, scaling of DevOps will always have a challenge. It's like automating workflow. Make sure people should have a trust, okay, on the tools which will make the complete automated process. Okay, standard practice and fostering cross functional will also help you out there. Okay, thank you. I hope you like my sessions, and if you like it, please subscribe my channel and like this video. Thank you.